Vlad Coleman. Doing great, doing great. I just wanted to come in with some feedback from the game. And
Which game
am I talking about? I'm talking about the Vikings game. As y'all may know, that Minnesota started Christian Ponder for the first time in his career, and just wanted to give our opinions of how we think that went.
He did pretty good, I think. It was 27-33. Fourth quarter, the Vikings had a chance to bring us back home, but they couldn't start Big Stark. They couldn't stop Big Starks.
Isn't that crazy? A couple years ago, Minnesota, like 3-4 years in a row, was number 2-3 run defense team in the league, and then they just let Starks. I mean, he just came on in the playoffs last year. They let him slice through us like a piece of bread.
Especially on obvious running plays. I was like, I know they're going to run it. You can't stop it. I guess they got some stuff to work on in practice time.
I mean, I'm surprised how good not how good they did, but how they was able to keep it close at the end.
You was expecting a blowout?
A blowout, yeah, because you have Winfield out. You have Chris Cook go to jail 2 days ago. Domestic abuse. He needs to back up to Winfield. And then you got Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball.
And you got Christian Ponder
first start. You know, like, oh my God, this is not going to be pretty. But it ended up being better than I thought. How do you think Ponder did? Like, tell me, like.
I have to say, I mean, he did a lot better than I expected. I expected him to have a lot more interceptions. He had 2. I mean, for a quarterback, you don't really want any. But when you're playing against the Packers defense, some of the best cornerbacks in the game, Charles Woodson, he only got 2 interceptions. That's not bad, especially for his first start. He got about, I believe, 219 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. I think it was 2 touchdowns. So it's definitely a lot better than old school McNabb has been doing. For his 50-yard passing games.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I thought Ponder, he was able to, even though he did have 2 back-to-back interceptions. Other than that, the game he was able to slow it down, keep it at a good pace. Was able to recognize when he was getting blitzed. Was able to run out the pocket. Was able to, for the most part, I think only had like 1 sack all game. Mm-hmm. He was able to get the ball out of his hand and not hold on to it.
True.
So I mean, for his first start, I've seen some pretty good signs. As where you have other quarterbacks, we could pretty much tell he's not going to be able to do it. I think with more tutelage from the
McNabb
team. And I'm going to get on McNabb. I mean, and McNabb, I think he'd be good. What surprised me is, like, before the game, McNabb had said, yeah, I don't agree with it, but I'm here for him. I want to, teach him. McNabb been in the league for 13 years. 13 years is a long time. So I just hope McNabb is at peace with it. And if that's the way Minnesota going to go with the quarterback, is just step in and tutor him. We all know that if a quarterback in the league go out, McNabb maybe want to go there and be a starting quarterback, but if he able to embrace his backup position with Ponder and his skills and McNabb and his knowledge, it'd be we might got a quarterback, Minnesota.
That's true. I'll definitely help him out a little bit, a little mentorship.
Mm-hmm.
He got the speed, just like McNabb had back in his day, and he got an arm just like McNabb. Maybe McNabb can give him a little coaching. Like you were saying earlier, don't do what I do, just do what I say. Because he was screwing up this year, so don't do that. Just keep it.
I mean, it's impressive if you got Percy Harvin went out halftime or a little bit after halftime with rib injuries. You gotta have Michael Jenkins as your receiver. Of course, he did all right with the Falcons, but of course, if he was good, he would still be with the Falcons. But he did all right with the Falcons. And you got Shanko. Shanko did all right. Got me a touchdown. I mean, got Vikings a touchdown. He was able to hit some more receivers. So, I mean, I'm just saying with the receiver core you got, he don't got the best one, and be able to, just be comfortable in the pocket is pretty good.
They're good enough. When you got AP running through the holes.
I'm just about to touch that. AP had like 170 yards rushing.
Somebody can get open after they over pursuing AP a little bit. But we've been talking enough about the Vikings. Let's move on to
wait, I have one more question for you.
What's the other question?
Hey. We haven't spent enough time on it. I just got a couple more questions, VA. Do you think
you had something for Peterson?
Wait, I got a couple more questions, son. Do you think that Ponder continued to be the starting quarterback?
From how he played against the Packers, definitely.
And do you think Joe Webb is better?
I have to see him in action again.
He went into Philly last year and beat Philadelphia his first game in there.
That was last year, but we got to see what he got this year.
I'm just saying. I mean, it's
That's
either
just like saying what McNabb did again last year. We got to see what he got for it. What can you do? What have you done for me lately?
Right. I don't know. I mean, they might got some people competing, but I think Ponder is a more. He probably grew up knowing he was going to be a quarterback, so he got the walk like a quarterback, got the mind of a quarterback. So I think he's a quarterback. Switch Joe Webb to receiver. Put him at
Put Joe Webb as receiver.
Receiver. Keep Ponder as your quarterback. Get Harvin as a receiver and AP and get a damn defensive line, offensive lineman or something in the draft. See what we can do.
Step up the defense a little bit too.
Safety or something, because that man, you see Jennings on that touchdown. I'm like, damn.
Greg Jennings wide open.
That was the easiest touchdown he ever had in his life, man. That was like crazy.
Need some linebackers or something to stop this run. What's going on?
Okay, I talked enough about the Vikings. We get over there.
Ready to move on to the next?
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about the Oakland Raiders, sir.
Was that the donut game?
28-0. Oakland Raiders versus the who they play? The Chiefs. Chiefs started out pretty bad this year, but they coming back. They coming back strong.
You come back strong after playing the Raiders. Raiders might be as bad as the Vikings, but
what?
You think who's worse team, Vikings or Raiders? I know Raiders don't have
Jason
anyone.
Campbell. I mean, the Raiders got a little. They down bad.
We got Adrian Peterson, so you can say Justin. Who the hell is he?
Talking about all around though.
Okay.
Defense, offense.
So, you said the Oakland Raiders. What about their quarterback position?
Mr. Bowler and also Mr. Palmer that they just got. They both threw 3 interceptions.
And they had Pryor. You know, they got Pryor from the
they should just threw Pryor in there.
Yeah, why not? You just go and run with it. You know, the season already gone. I mean, Palmer is about 50 years old, so you mean bring some excitement to the team and we'll see what they could do.
Dang, those quarterbacks made the Chiefs defense look fantabulous.
Hey, fantasy, somebody would have been happy as hell to get both of them.
6 interceptions.
The whole game, both had 3 apiece?
Was that you that was saying, I don't think this can get any worse? Just put in Palmer. Beep, beep, beep. 3 more games. Oh, my God.
You might have handed it off to the defense. Like, here you go. Here you go. That's crazy.
Probably couldn't get any worse, huh?
Yeah, this weekend in football has been crazy. You know, going back to last week game against the undefeated at the time Lions and the 49ers.
That's right.
Wow, they got 49ers card and the fight about to break out at the end.
I thought somebody was going to bring a pair of gloves and say, hey, man, go ahead and knock you out.
I wonder, and I haven't looked it up, and that's bad of me. I wonder what he said. He must have whispered something like,
your team sucks, man.
Because the coach of the Lions ran down the field like he's about to sock it.
Like, I thought it was going to be boxing. Now. He had to say something about the team. I don't know why. Otherwise, I don't know why he would get angry like that.
I was with your mom last night. But no, you know, Lions in our division, you know, so I got Calvin Johnson fantasy, so that's the only reason why I root for him. But other than that, if they keep on losing, I will not lose any sleep.
That's true. They're on a 2-game losing streak now. The Lions.
Yeah. Almost like you, Vlad.
Oh, you're talking about fantasy football team?
That's
You're going to throw that in there like that, huh?
So what is
the camera, huh?
No, next way. What is the surprise of today for you?
The surprise?
NFL season, of the NFL game you said.
Christian Ponder almost beating the Packers.
What about the running back for the Lions?
Loss.
I mean, for the Cowboys. Almost
DeMarco
had 250 yards. How many yards he had?
Yeah, 253 yards rushing. Oh, my gosh.
He was like Aaron Foster when he played that first game. Nobody knew who he was, and he came in and
just come through blazing, huh?
Blazing. I think in fantasy leagues all around, everybody picking him up right now.
It's going to be picked up Monday.
You might be too late before you get home. You got to wait till Monday to pick up?
No.
Okay.
You can pick him up.
Man,
that was a big surprise, though, huh? What about you? What was your big surprise for this week?
Big surprise for this week. Oh,
which game or which
player? Let me look real quick. I think I would have to go.
Take a look at the scores real quick.
Go with the Lions.
Matt Schwab didn't do too bad against the Titans.
I will go back to the Minnesota game. I think, like you said, Christian Ponder keeping the game close to the Vikings period. With the defense being out and with Ponder being in, and it was just a surprise that they was able to keep it. But of course, you know, their division in the same division, they always play tough. So I think the last 3 games the 2 games last year was 28-31, 28-33. So that's about the name of the game.
Another good combo we got going on this year's what's his name, Mr. Cam Newton.
Cam
Newton, Steve Smith. They've been hooking up a lot this year.
Man, let's go back to let's go back to April.
What about April?
April, everybody like, oh, Cam Newton just a running quarterback. He's gonna be like Jamarcus Russell. He ain't gonna be a passer. He can't do this, can't do that. Blah 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 blah.
He's been passing like freaking Brett Favre
Hey,
in his prime.
Hey, so I mean, he's making all the people that say he couldn't do it. He's making them look like a fool.
That's true.
And he's of course one of their leading running backs. He's a freaking.
There's been multiple games when he was the leading rusher.
Yeah, I mean, he had 68 yards. No, that ain't him. I'm sorry.
John Stewart.
He's a solid.
Steve Smith, 143 yards receiving. Cam Newton, 256 yards, no interceptions, one TD. Wow. He's doing big things.
Nice pickup.
And they got the victory, too, against the Redskins. Not bad at all. They got a lot of good pieces over there on the Panthers.
Steve Smith, I mean, I could disagree because he's about 35.
Are you disagreeing on Steve Smith?
I mean, they're just their pieces.
I was just going to say, a lot of people saying that Steve Smith is washed up.
I'm not saying he's washed up, but I think that with Cam Newton being younger, they need to start rebuilding and think about new pieces to the puzzle. Because he's nice, man. What is he, 5'10", 110 pounds?
He's a little guy dude. Out there.
Percy Harvin size, and he's standing up tall like a giant when he's playing football. So
he does big things. A little man that does big things on the football field.
Right, just like me, man.
Just like Maurice Jones-Drew, not like you.
That's silly.
So after seeing the games this week, what do you think? You think the Lions gonna do anything? You think they're gonna?
I think Lions is possible. I'm not too sure who their next opponent is. They could continue slumping, lose 2 more in maybe 5, or just start losing some more. Green Bay, I hate to say it, but they're going to continue to roll.
Think they're going to make it to the Super Bowl again? Green Bay?
When was the last time there was back-to-back Super Bowl appearances?
I can't even remember.
I think some week
Steelers or something.
What's going to be poetic is for a team like the Bears come back and knock them out the playoffs. Like last year when the Bears was all good and Green Bay snuck that last game of the season in, and hey, it's poetic,
That's true. You got any comments about the Saints? You got any information on the Saints? What's the center's name? I forgot his name. Olin Kreutz.
They end this out, man. I don't like the Saints at all. And of course, it's obvious why.
The team captain of the Saints.
Oh Kreutz. Man, I mean, one player did something remarkable. What he did, what?
Oh my gosh!
Take us out with it.
Mr. Olin Kreutz, the center on the Saints, team captain of the offense. He quit playing football. He said he doesn't have it in his heart anymore, and he doesn't want to drag the team down just by going out there and not playing his hardest and just getting a free paycheck. So he just said he's giving it up.
Now
think about that.
That's something like we was talking earlier. McNabb, he might be out there collecting checks and everything like that. I mean, when you spike the ball 5 yards in front of the receiver, I mean, it might be hard to question it, but it's you could definitely say like it. Robert Smith. Mm-hmm. He walked out the game. He was, just it's more to life than games, people. It's more to life. So for him to recognize that, man up to it, and say, "Okay, I quit," instead of just
just staying and just taking
collect the money. Yeah, so
it's a lot of checks. A lot of money he's passing up on.
It's not done as a society yet, y'all. We still have some humanity. Have a heart here, but that's it, man.
That's all we got for you guys today. So feel free to hit us up at our email address. It's the bandwagon@carolinapictures.com with any questions, any feedback, any topics you'd like us to talk about.
Or your phone numbers. No, I'm joking. But again, thank y'all for coming to week 15. And see y'all back next week.
See you.